Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? It's been a kind of a sad few days, hasn't it, with this situation in Israel? Um, if you, for those of us in the United States, we're of course sad that anyone is killed in a situation like that. But it appears, I think they said 14 Americans were killed, and they don't know how many are being held hostage. And we know in our history sometimes those that are held hostage end up in a bad way. So they can use them for you know hold them for ransom, kill them or whatever. We've had situations in the past with Al Qaeda and all that, and now this is going on. Terribly sad, terribly sad. I did film some more videos today. I have a couple of like silly little videos that are on there about spooky houses and stuff like that. So, um, it's sad. I guess we have to continue on, um, which is a good thing. We're able to continue on. Hopefully, we don't have any terrorist activities here in the United States or anywhere for that matter. But to be selfish, I live here. They're already talking about how many people have crossed the southern border that were on the terrorist watch list, no fly list, and that kind of thing. I don't know how many. I don't think we know as a country. We don't even know. But anyway, terribly sad day. Later on today, I'm going to go by and I'm going to try to film a spooky house. But this is about Trump, Donald Trump, Joe Biden. It reminded me of. I didn't forget about those two guys. It seems like that's what it's going to be in 2024 for the election cycle. I guess Kennedy now is going to run as an independent. Will that split the vote with Biden? They're saying that might actually hurt Joe Biden more than it'll hurt Donald Trump. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think out there? I don't know. This guy doesn't know. I don't know much about politics. I joined the military when we had a president by the name of Ronald Reagan. And they took pretty good care of us. We got a lot of good raises, good equipment. We were well equipped. And then when I got out of the military, it was in, I guess it was still Baby Bush was in there. Um, so I was in there for a while, But yeah, I was walking by the Trump tree. If you go back this way, maybe I'll even put a comment in here. I don't know, but I did film from the Trump tree here in the Monrovia, California area. We have a huge tree. I think it looks more like a huge, telephone pole. Huge. I think it was just a tree. Excuse me. I would think maybe it was just a tree. It does look more like a tree, but it's just real straight. They cut all the branches off and they put these flags everywhere. And now the person who has that tree, I guess he likes Trump. I put a video. Do you think this person might like Trump? But also Kennedy. So now they're talking about what's happening now. That Kennedy is an independent. The Democrats that said, well, he's a Democrat a week ago. Now the independents said he's our guy. Who knows what's going to happen? But I was walking by the Trump tree. Nothing's changed. There's no memorial flags or different flags, or they put up banners sometimes. It's just the tree with all the flags. But I was wondering, will Biden's actions in this situation, will this help Donald Trump? Is Joe Biden helping Donald Trump to become to get reelected? Is he helping him? Is his activities helping him? That's why I'll probably post this. Is Biden's actions helping Trump to be elected? Maybe I'll post one. I don't know. But I was thinking about this. Okay, so we had this situation happen, and he was Americans were being killed. Americans are still hostages, and he had a barbecue. And they said, well, he planned the barbecue for quite some time. Well, if I plan a barbecue and I go and I crash my car and I get hit in the head and I go to the hospital, I have to cancel because there's something going on at that point. It's a little bit more important than weenie roasting and making s'mores. But he decided to go ahead with that barbecue. People are like, wow, not good. You should have stopped what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Get out there and do something. Now, does he have to bomb Iran because of this? No. I don't think so, but maybe be alert and say, okay, we're gonna mobilize. We're gonna we're gonna move troops. They did move, I guess, the Mediterranean fleet a little bit closer, so the naval assets are there, but maybe do something. I'm not saying I just don't know. What do you think? This is about what do you think? What do you think? Are you a Trump supporter? Do you support Donald Trump for the next election? Did you support him the last two? But maybe he should have done something. And I'm not saying what could he have done. Is it, were his hands tied? Was he able to do anything? I don't know. But maybe in the public eye, everywhere, in the world, in the international arena, he should have shown that he was doing something. He's on the phone. He's calling people. He's brought his cabinet in, and they all had a big conference. Put down the weenie roasting sticks. Put down those candy bars. We're not making s'mores. Come on in. Let's at least talk about this. Let's go to the war room. Let's go to whatever we want to do. Wherever we want to go. Do you want to go? Does he want to address Congress? Does he want to address the people? Did he want to make a statement the day that it happened, or does he want to barbecue? And I was wondering, is that going to help Trump? Is that going to help Trump? Would Trump have done that? I don't know. Trump likes hamburgers. We know that Trump is a big fan of Big Macs. Maybe he can do something about the Big Macs being so small now, where they used to look so much better before when I was a kid. Maybe I was smaller, so the Big Macs look bigger, but I think they have shrank the Big Macs. But so instead of doing that, he did that. Instead of doing anything, hey, you knuckleheads, corn pop was a bad dude. Nothing. He basically did nothing, and then he makes a statement. Then he comes back and he makes a speech, and he starts talking about himself again. Instead of talking about how tragic this is, and people have died, and there's Americans being held hostage, and women and children, and blah 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 blah, fires and bombs and terrorist activity, and the Israelis are now cut off Gaza from their power, and so that means the people that live in there are going to suffer as well. A war's never one way. There's going to be casualties on both sides. It's tragic. There's going to be innocents killed on both sides. Tragic. But instead of doing that, he's out barbecuing, and he has this speech. He starts talking about himself, that he helped to garner the peace in the 70s or whatever. I don't know what it was. I couldn't even listen to it anymore. I was just like, wow, man. And someone yelled out, "It's not about you, man." And I don't know who that was that yelled it out, but it's true. He's out there talking about how maybe how he drove a truck and a choo-choo train, and he likes ice cream. We don't care about that. This is not about you, Mr. Trump, Mr. Biden. This is not about you, Joe. It ain't about you. Say it ain't so, Joe. I'm gonna tell you it's so. It ain't about you. Okay, because you were supposed to be doing your job. We hired you to do a job. Go do your job. And then now they're saying that a lot of the weaponry used by Hamas appears to be, I'm a combat arms instructor, and I see that in some of the footage they were carrying the new M4, which is a short version of the M16, AR-15, M16, all of that family. It's just another AR type rifle. It's a little shorter barrel. We had the GAU before, which is a shortened M16, and now it's all the M16s now are a little bit shorter, and they call the M4. And we have a lot of the weaponry that I trained people on, and I trained myself, is still being used. So where do they get it? They're saying, where did this all come from? How are they so well equipped with American small arms? It turns out, it looks like those are weapons that were in Afghanistan for quite some time. Then we left real quick. We rapidly decided to leave that area, and we left a lot of stuff that could be used. They had helicopters and Hummers, and they had the MRAP, whatever that vehicle is, the mine resistance vehicles. They had rifles and pistols, and they had machine guns and grenade launchers and missiles and rockets and all that stuff. We just left it there. We didn't destroy it. They always say the last guy out. The two scariest times in a military deployment is the first one's there when you're putting up the flag, and there's just a few of you there. You're like, oh no, and then the more troops come in, and you're like, whew. Then also the second worst is the guy who takes down the flag. It's just an old saying, but you're taking down that flag, and there's when we leave, usually we put the Air Force and the Navy and whatever, the Marine Corps flying overhead, and they put them so we can start hauling that stuff out of there, and then the planes will fly over and keep the terrorist or our enemy, we would call them terrorists, or the insurgents, whatever we would call them, those that we were fighting, that keeps them back so we can get out of there. We can get our stuff out of there. But we didn't blow it up. We didn't haul it out. We left it. And now it looks like that could have gotten into the hands of those that are doing bad things to Americans, to Israelis, to whoever falls within, whoever's in their sights. That's happening. So that was another decision that people say, well, Trump wanted to do that. Well, Trump, he's not your boss, Joe. If Donald says, I want to do this, if Donald says, I want to go out and drink a milkshake, and Joe says, I want a hot fudge sundae, Joe's the president. So yeah, he can say, no, Donald, I'm the president. Now I'm not having a milkshake, I'm having a hot fudge sundae. The big argument is, well, Trump was going to do that too, but did he do that? No, he didn't do it. Did he put the ball in motion? Well, maybe he did. Who knows? But did he do it? No. Who did it was Biden, and a lot of people are blaming Biden for the deaths that happened. They said there were unnecessary deaths, and people were slaughtered in the Afghanistan withdrawal. And a lot of the people that we used as interpreters that were alongside of us, they were all kind of just left there, and I'm sure bad things happened to them. So my question to you out there, everyone out there, I will go by the Trump tree again and take a look at it. Maybe I'll film it again. But there's a Trump tree in Monrovia, which sparked me to think, I don't know. Do you think that Joe Biden's actions in this situation and other situations, do you think that's helping Donald Trump to become the next president of the United States? Do you think that'll help Trump to get reelected? What do you think? Put your comments down below. Let's have a dialogue, as they say in politics. Well, I just don't know. I don't know who to vote for. There's now, let's say, maybe the ballot will have more than one name. Of course, it will have the sitting president, which was Joe Biden. It's going to have underneath there, of course, there'll be Donald Trump's going to be on there. There's going to be, it looks like Kennedy will be on there. A few other, maybe the Green Party's going to have somebody. But some more people are talking about now hopping on to the ballot against Biden in the primary. I guess there's still time to get on the primary ballot. What do you think? What do you think? Donald Trump 2024? Do you think this is helping him? What do you guys think? Take care, everyone. Have a great day.